Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you game 1 in a series between Nerchio and Kaz here on Bestier Vestige, I believe. Hopefully I got that name right. All the addition of the Maddle, haha, laugh out loud, I'm in a clan, how did that happen? Apparently Empire Kaz doesn't know he's part of CSN now, and part of the new clan systems. Yeah, just a part of the new clan systems that is in Heart of the Swarm. Let's go ahead and swap the colors on the top, as Kaz has spawned as the blue Terran player on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Acer's Nerchio spawning as the red Zerg. Looks like someone invited me and I pressed enter because of invite for game. Oh, so someone must have been tracking Kaz and goes, you know what, maybe I can trick him into getting into CSN. But because he had to be invited into this game. So once more, thanks for Yegwin for giving me some of the replays that of the games that I could not cast in this show match. I think he had a week-long series of show matches, and I wasn't able to cast them all, so that's why I'm bringing some of them to you on my YouTube channel so that they will not be lost forever. Now, Kaz and Nerchio here on Bestier Vestige. Very, very interested as to seeing what Kaz opens up here, how these players have been adopting to the new Heart of the Swarm strategies. Now, Kaz and Nerchio are no newbies to my channel, so I do have a little bit of knowledge on their playstyles as I see them more, and I should be able to talk about it a little bit more. Now, the first game in this series, they may play a little bit safe. I don't see anything really different from Wings of Liberty. It is a hatchery first instead of a spawning pool hatchery, and it looks like Nerchio is going to be placing down that spawning pool right there. There we go. Meanwhile, Kaz is going for a standard barracks 1-racks expand, it appears. And the 1-racks expand is something that I thought Zerg players really knew how to shut down. A lot of the times Zerg players will scout out a 1-racks expand and then go 7 to 10 roaches. I saw Snoot do that yesterday against Turek, and that completely shut down whatever Turek had in store. It was that standard, hatchery. It looked like it was going to be an economic game, and then all of a sudden a roach warren appeared back inside the base. 10 roaches walk into a widow mine sort of thing, and one of them gets killed. The rest of the 9 just completely destroy everything else. Here we go. Hatchery is now down for Nerchio. You can see the command center is coming to play. Finally, we are going into a double gas already. So Kaz going into double gas. I am looking at what the strategy will be, as a Marine from Kaz may shoot down this Overlord. This stutter step, so important, and it looks like the Overlord will get taken down. I believe it will go. There it is, down and losing its blood. How would you like to be standing underneath an Overlord as the balloon pops and it just sprays all over the place? Now, Overlords pushing their way off to the north here. We can see a command center being placed down. Upgrade to an orbital command already underway as the strategies have been evolving. We should be seeing perhaps a barracks into a reactor here, and that would be a very common strategy now for Terran players. This is a 1-racks expand into reactor, either Hellions or Widow Mines, depending on what he spots. He sees a couple of early Zerglings, so I believe it will be early Hellions just to get that map control back. Now, Nerchio has gone into the 5-minute 30-second mark without taking his third base. So he is not one of those very, very heavy, economically greedy Zergs. He's playing it a little bit more safe. Perhaps he doesn't know quite what to expect, as we already see an armory coming in. So this may actually be a transition into Hellbats. All right. Now, if you guys didn't know, there was a significant change. Hellbats now need an armory in order to be trained, or always needed an armory to be trained. But in order to convert from a Hellion to a Hellbat, you need an armory in order to get the research for the servos, I believe. And that is a significant change. as all of a sudden you can't have an army of 12 Hellions running around the field, torching up everything, getting down the field very quickly, and then you finish your armory inside your base just in the nick of time to convert your 12 Hellions into 12 Hellbats and torch everything to death, as that Hellbat damage is significantly higher. That DPS so much stronger than that Hellion variety. But then again, you do lose out on a significant amount of movement. Following this up, it looks like Kaz now maneuvering himself into a couple of positions here. You can see more Widow Mines being placed down. There are the Hellbats. There is 4 Widow Mines here, and Widow Mines are very, very dangerous. Widow Mines, if for some reason Kaz tries to repair this supply depot wall, these Widow Mines will most likely take out the SCVs at the same time. So you got to be very, very careful. SCVs do have 45 life, so that they can absorb one Widow Mine hit from the splash damage, but far be it if they accidentally take 2. Now, Nerchio sitting on 3 bases, or will be establishing 3 bases, and this is a rather strange game. Both of the players not being aggressive. This is much more Wings of Liberty style. Perhaps this is the first time that they're actually playing against each other in Wings of Liberty, and they're trying to figure out, okay, what are you going to do? What am I going to do? Am I going to see Swarm Hosts from you? Am I going to see Vipers? Are you going to be putting down Hellbats? Are you going to bring out a lot of Widow Mines and then start trying to burrow them? As we see, oh my goodness, the Hellbat run by into here. How many workers were killed? I apologize, 8 workers killed already coming in, and that was exactly the situation. I completely lost track of that there. I kept on checking the minimap. I'm like, I don't see anything. My apologies. So 8 workers killed. Overall, though, I don't believe that did enough damage. Nerchio still sitting on a very strong economic advantage, 60 to 46 drones. As we now see an Overlord, a Viking going some Overlord hunting, gonna be popping those balloons all across the map. And this is gonna actually hurt Nerchio just a bit. He's now forced to train up 6 Overlords at a time, 7 Overlords at a time, to not be supply blocked. And that is going to go into the larva production. Now, you may be wondering, why train up 6 Overlords right away? The reason being is that he's supply blocked, and when you're supply blocked, you can't use that larva for anything else. So if that one hatchery is already maxed out on larva, you might as well try and train up some Overlords so that that hatchery can start producing larva again. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself more larva limited later on in the game. So far, Roaches, going to be trying to push into here. It looks as though the siege tanks are already there. You can see the servos have been activated. Nope, it is just training them outright. So the Empire Cats was able to just walk them down the field. And that makes me even more sad that I did not catch 4 or a couple of Hellions just walking down the field here, as an Overlord is going to get shot down. This is going to potentially be huge. Is this going to be enough? That Overlord down to 90 hit points already. It is getting awfully close, low on life. One more shot should do it. A beautiful transfusion to save it, as this Viking still on the hunt for more Overlords. Now, it looks like Kaz is going for a very heavy mech tech, and with this heavy mech tech, I am curious as to whether or not we're going to see a counter with Mutalisk. We don't see that many Marines. It's going to be up to Widow Mines in order to handle Mutalisk, but that is a very, very dangerous proposition, as even though the Mutalisk do clump up heavily, those Widow Mines can do a lot of damage to your own clumping units as well. Siege tanks now all sieged up. You can see the production tab, double siege tanks, double Hellbats all the way. We can even go into quad Hellbats sometime soon, as the Roaches, they're going to take a beating there. You can see how much damage was dealt, and those Roaches decide to back off. There is a second route into the base here, down on this side, as we're seeing some drones now being transferred here to the 8 o'clock position. So far, the siege tanks have cleared everything up. We are only 12-13 minutes into this game. The game does feel longer since not much has been going on throughout it, as the Roaches may try to sneak in here. This is going to be bad again. You can see all the damage as 2 more Roaches go down. The siege tanks are upgraded 1-0, soon to be 1-1, getting the additional armor upgrades as well. another hatchery being placed down by Nerchio. So Nerchio is doing what Zergs do best, double expanding all over the place. And is this all spotted? Only time can tell, as the roaches need to figure out where they're going to be traveling to. All right, there is a missile turret coming in. Want to make sure that there is no burrowed roach approach of any sort. We don't want another reenactment of Carbot's animation, as there is an overseer. And oh, what is this? There is one changeling, and that changeling will get taken down. Meanwhile, the roaches get an easy missile turret to pick off, while the overseer on the move from the Viking. The Viking has the same movement speed as the overseer, so if the overseer stops to enjoy the beautiful view, it will get popped. Now, coming back down, do we see the hatchery? Yes. Kaz knows that there is a hatchery there. Kaz has about a 30 supply advantage, but we are now transitioning into an Ultralisk cavern. We are at tier 3, and that is going to be painful, as triple hatcheries coming across the board, and with infestors to boot. So Nerchio sitting on a 154 supply, but he knows what exactly he's spending all of his resources on, with his 25 larvae, 2,800 minerals, 1,500 gas. That will be Ultralisk, and those Ultralisks are going to be dealing much damage. All right, roaches now looking to encroach here. Some free SCVs, something that roaches always love to do. What's going to be happening next? Siege tanks now making their way over, and those roaches are just getting in more and more free shots. Another SCV gets taken down. Nerchio just back over here, but meanwhile, a main attack front coming in. Oh, this could be bad. What happening? Widow Mines dealing so much damage, but not enough, as more Widow Mines will be burrowing. One Widow Mine gets taken down. It looks like this Widow Mine's going to get another shot off there, but the roaches are pushing in. Meanwhile, the main attack force of siege tanks, Thors, and Hellbats, and going to be doing a little bit of a cleanup here. What's going to be happening next? I can't tell. Both sides are fighting. SCVs are now on the run. Are those roaches? Oh, lift up the orbital command is going to be necessary, as we see another attack pushing in from the far side. The Ultralisks, however, are going to be absolutely devastating to all of these siege tanks if they are not in siege mode. There is not going to be enough damage, as the Hellbats quickly torch everything. Both sides with massive damage coming in. Widow Mines now continuing that push. It looks as though the siege tank should be able to finish off a couple more roaches, but meanwhile, the main aggression here. There you go. There's the fungal growth. There's a whole bunch of infested Terran. No way to run, as the Ultralisks are chomping their way through all those siege tanks. Hellbats trying to get in front. However, the Ultralisk did get a major upgrade, dealing bonus damage to light as well. Or just a flat-out increase across all of their damage. No bonus damage versus armored. Everything takes maximum damage. And those Ultralisks swiping at 41 damage with a range of 1 and a very impressive splash radius, takes out Kaz's force in just a matter of seconds. Here we go. Siege tanks, Widow Mines. Is it gonna be enough? Siege tanks are gonna blast away. There you go. Are the Widow Mines? Oh, that's so many Widow Mines. And oh my goodness, so many Ultralisks taken down in a matter of seconds. And the same thing coming in from the other side. Wow. All right, so Widow Mines are the counter to Ultralisks, apparently. One shot, one blast of 135 damage. So much damage to be had there, but Kaz is still in trouble. Kaz currently behind in terms of supply. He doesn't have the right number of bases, has a smaller bank. He's behind in, he is slightly ahead in terms of his army, but I believe Nerchio has plans to counter that here. And what is the follow-up play going to be? So far, Hellbats, Siege Tanks, Ultralisks being re-added. Nerchio looking to do another bust, and he really needs an Overseer in order to gain sight onto these Widow Mines. All Kaz has done is trained up 2 to 3 Vikings, and those 2 to 3 Vikings have been denying any true scouting onto these Widow Mines. And the Widow Mines have not necessarily been getting a lot of kills, but have been doing a lot of damage. The problem, though, is that you can't really be offensive with the Widow Mines later in the game. You can't move the Widow Mines into position to take down the Ultralisk. That's just not going to happen, as now we have the Hellbats running in, torching in, taking down everything in its path. This is going to shut down the serious amount of gas, but the front door now in trouble. And this is not a reenactment of the opening cinematic. Those Vikings are smart enough to not land and get swiped down by an Ultralisk here. As we see all the units now pulling back. Nerchio very smart with his attacks. Here we go. Oh, Nerchio deciding not to engage just quite yet, even though Widow Mines are not in position. 9 Widow Mines altogether. And Nerchio goes, you know what? You can sit on your 3 bases. I will just sit on my 7 bases, and I will be happy. So, any war of attrition, Nerchio has lost more, but he does have the extra resources. Overlords now moving in. Ultralisk now making their way down. What's going to be happening next? That is 14 Ultralisk. A Widow Mine gets taken down. Here you go. Here's the engagement. This is really bad for Kaz. This is not good at all. Some of the Ultralisks, however, need to get closer onto their targets. The siege tanks may be able to get off a lot of focus fire as the flanking should be happening, and Nerchio can simply attack move with this army and finish everything off. It looks like that will be it. That the line has been broken, and Kaz will most likely be giving up the GG in just a second. This base is the main mining operations as Kaz is forced to lift off. Alright, through technology that was a double sneeze, but you guys only heard one. But sorry about that, missed the last portion of the game, but I'm sure you guys pretty much knew Nerchio was gonna take that game anyways. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, hope you guys enjoyed game 1.